Hi everyone and welcome back to Sustainable Solutions Lab. I'm Milad, and in today's episode we are exploring a foundational concept in planning theory and sustainability: wicked problems. Introduced by Horst Rittel and Melvin in their influential 1973 paper, Dilemmas in a General Theory of Planning. Rittel and Weber wrote this article in response to a deep concern. The traditional rational approaches to planning borrowed from science and engineering were failing in real-world social policy contexts. The 1960s and 70s had exposed the limits of comprehensive urban plans and technocratic solutions. Public housing projects, large-scale transport infrastructure, and neighborhood renewal schemes often resulted in unintended consequences, especially in marginalized communities. Rittel and Weber asked, why are these solutions failing? Their answer: we are treating complex, value-laden societal problems as if they were technical puzzles. Now, what's a wicked problem? Let's start with the core idea. A wicked problem is a social or cultural problem that can't be clearly defined, doesn't have a single correct solution, and every intervention creates new consequences that can't be undone. They contrast these with tame problems, like solving a math equation or engineering a bridge, where the goal is clear, the rules are known, and solutions can be tested and verified. But in sustainability, urban design, or social equity work, we are not dealing with the puzzles. We are dealing with messy systems, conflicting goals, and ethical dilemmas. Rittel and Weber define 10 key features of wicked problems. Let me highlight a few that are particularly relevant for us. There is no definitive formulation. Every stakeholder might define the problem differently. What looks like an infrastructure issue to one group might be seen as a social justice crisis to another. There is no stopping rule. Unlike technical tests, you never reach a point where the solution is complete. Solutions evolve as the context evolves. Solutions are not true or false, but better or worse. And even that judgment is subjective. Different groups will disagree on whether something's worked. Every solution is a one-shot operation. You cannot run trails. You implement some things in the real world, and the consequences, good or bad, are permanent. There is no way to test a solution definitively, because the outcomes play out over long periods and they interact with other changing systems. Why is this a big deal for sustainability science and planning? Because we often pretend that wicked problems are tame. We use cost-benefit analysis, impact projections, and optimization models tools that work well for controlled problems. But in a wicked context, these tools can give us a false sense of precision or neutrality. Rittel and Weber challenge this deeply. They say the planner has not right to be wrong. Unlike scientists who can test hypotheses in isolation, planners operate in the public realm. Their decisions affect real people. There is no lab to retreat to. So, what does this mean for practice? Implications for planners, policymakers, and researchers. First, it demands humility. We must recognize that there is no single best solution. Every planning decision is a political and ethical act. Second, this requires inclusive dialogue because problems are socially constructed. They should be discussed with the public, not just about the public. Third, we need adaptive iterative thinking. Planning isn't one-time intervention. It's a continuous negotiation. We need to monitor, learn, revise, and evolve with the solutions. And finally, we must embrace complexity rather than oversimplify. Wicked problems invite us to think systematically, to look at relationships, feedback loops, and long-term consequences. In final, the term wicked problems is now widely used in policy studies, sustainability research, climate governance, and even design thinking. But it's not a buzzword. It's a profound insight into the limits of traditional planning. Rittel and Weber didn't offer a method to solve wicked problems. They encourage us to ask not just how to solve a problem, but also whose problem is it? How is it defined? What values are at stake? These questions are the beginning of more ethical, inclusive, and sustainable solutions. Thanks, guys. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Sustainable Solutions Lab. We are here to decode academic knowledge and connect it to real-world impact. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.